What up, man? Welcome to episode 7 to If You Don't Know, You Will. You know what I'm saying? Look, I know we've been gone for a minute simply because you probably can hear our voice a little bit. Me and the wife been dealing with these sinus issues, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Y'all got a love
so we trying to what we call it?
A love
bug. Yeah, man. So yeah, we've been dealing with that a little bit, but you know, we done fought through it. We done fought a good fight. Yeah, man. So you know, yeah, we back, man. So back with my co-host Recon, John, man, round, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we are Blackman strong, Mr. Tero Harris.
Blackman strong.
Yeah, and also my lovely wife, Mimi-Jienne. Right. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a beautiful month just came in. I mean,
yeah.
In a cup. Well,
I think your phone. I think you had to turn your phone down.
Who phone down?
Yeah, somebody's phone. Yeah, I hear the feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, to turn it down.
Yeah. It's all good.
Your engineer knows.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all
Don't
good.
fire me. Don't fire me.
Look, man, we got some sponsors. Our sponsors still doing their thing, man.
They sponsoring.
Man, our sponsoring still sponsoring. Man, look, I was like Food Squad. Man, he actually
all
did.
Night.
He actually doing turkey legs today, man. So if y'all didn't get out there, I'm not sure how many more he have left.
You seen that deal he had the other day?
Which one?
With them briskets he said.
Oh, yeah.
Them briskets.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
yeah.
For the good low price. Y'all better pay attention.
Yeah,
Make
man,
your tongue slap your brain.
Man.
Y'all better catch them deals.
We still have Just Cake It.
Just Cake It, man.
Just Cake It.
Mm-hmm. JustCakeIt.net.
And guess what? Fathers want stuff for Father's Day. Just Cake It for Father's Day.
Yeah, located in Knoxville, Mississippi, but you can go to JustCakeIt.net and place your order.
Mm-hmm. And it's also for you people that's love these type of things. It's too many letters. It's LGBTQIA plus.
What?
Pride.
Whatever that mean for y'all.
Pride Month.
All right. That's for y'all. But for me, it's Black Music Month. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
And it's also you see, I got my shirt on early. I got another shirt I'm gonna wear too. So Father's Day, Juneteenth, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting early. Got my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we got some shirts being made. The wife, she already when we gonna start printing them up?
I can't wait to get mine.
Right.
Mine from last year was so dope. So many people was asking me about it.
Yeah.
Really? Like, where you get it from?
Yeah.
Sis, she got them, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hook y'all up.
Y'all check out Mimi-Jienne now.
Mimi-Jienne.
For real.
Still got a little cough a little bit, but we're gonna work through this thing today.
Yep.
I feel like third wheel.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
I ain't got no shirt.
You shall.
Get you a shirt.
Get you a shirt, man. Okay.
His shirt just said, I'll be John Brown.
John Dingo.
Oh man. Don't start yet, Recon. Damn. Let us warm up.
Yeah, man. Well,
I'm warm.
Hey, but it's been a minute, man. We've been about a month.
I know.
Yeah, like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I came over. I was on my way here last week, and then you said we ain't doing it. I was like, what? You ain't got my dope?
Right. So we gonna anything else before we get it? Look, we're not a trained physicians. We're not no lawyers, no doctors, no we ain't none of that, no preachers, none of that. We just like to talk, engage in stimulating conversation. You know what I'm saying? So you can do the same at your house or whatever you want to do.
That's why I play doctor.
Disclaimer.
At the house.
Yeah.
We had to give you the disclaimer.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you can't blame us for you.
And,
don't blame
me for you.
And don't forget, if you want to be a guest on If You Don't Know, You Will, we'll put the link out there. The link is also on the page. We got it pinned to the page. You can inbox us at O.C.B Music Productions at gmail.com, or you can click on our calendar link that will have up. And like I said, when you first go to O.C.B's page, it is pinned.
He does
He does have OCD too.
Who that?
O.C.B. got O.C.B.
OCD.
Yeah, all of that. All of that. All of that. All of
But
that.
not OPP.
You don't know me.
Oh my God! I'm glad we're videotaping that.
Right.
Every day.
All right, man. Y'all ready to get into this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know y'all been waiting.
Let's talk about being honest with ourselves.
The best we can.
Right.
Right. Okay.
You getting it going?
Yes, ma'am.
There it is.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Y'all got y'all shot.
No.
Oh, I
you didn't
do.
give it to us.
Oh, you gave it to me.
I got you. Got the baby shot.
Baby shot.
Sis.
There you go.
This is for the lightweights. The lightweights.
Thank you kindly,
And there
brother.
ain't no
Just for the
shame in my
homies and the
game.
cat.
Right.
Relax.
So I'm gonna take this shot, and the shot word for the day is taming the tongue. Yeah.
My subject. One, bro.
Oh, I just sterilized mine.
You did?
Oh, that face was priceless.
You let her know.
She got that deja vu shake. She said,
And this was the baby one.
I know.
That was the baby with you.
Go ahead and give her another one.
No.
She just shook the haters off.
You shook the head. That's all it was. She need one more.
No.
Mimi-Jienne finna turn to She-Ra.
She gonna go back to Strawberry Fields.
Strawberry Fantasy.
There you go.
Strawberry Fantasy.
Right.
I'm still there.
You still there?
I'm
All
still
right.
there.
So today we talking about taming the tongue. We came up with this topic a couple of weeks ago, which was actually supposed to be near the last podcast, but we think it's very, very important for you to be able to tame your tongue.
You gotta tame that tongue.
Right. And so I'm gonna let my wife explain it to you a little bit so you won't be lost. Go ahead, babe.
Let a woman do it.
We don't want y'all to be lost.
Yeah, we don't like lost sheep, man. You know what I mean?
Okay, we got a little visual for y'all today because I'm not gonna be saying all this stuff, but taming the tongue, we're talking about exercising control and being mindful of what you say. So that is what the gist of it, because communication is very, very fundamental in our quest to connect with each other. We have to make sure that there aren't any misunderstandings. You're not causing any harm, because the first thing you will hear is somebody will say, hey, well, you hurt my feelings. Now, a lot of people don't care anything about your feelings. We understand that. But you just want to be mindful of what you're saying, because everybody is not as strong as you think. And sometimes you might say things that our camera went offline for some reason. But sometimes you might say things that, might harm that person. So if you give us a second, we'll try to figure out what in the world happened to our camera.
Camera can't handle all my beauty.
To the camera. Let's see if we get this camera back up.
Yeah.
Did it come back up?
Brown chicken.
Let's see.
And the bone chicken, bone chicken.
All these lights make me want to be a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, make you want to sing the Kid Cudi and Kanye West. All of the lights.
Shit made me want to start taming the tongue.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, we still
Never will I do crystal meth.
Hell no.
Man, them
You gonna
jokers
blow
had
up you and your
they
neighbor.
had
We're back.
6
We're
to
back.
start.
All
We're back.
right, all
Okay,
right.
thank God we came back just in time.
Well, I don't know what. I don't know where they was going. I don't know where they was going. With
They
this
gave us a
story.
show.
We came back. We came back just in
Just in
time.
time to save the show,
And
Lord.
y'all should have seen how fast his fingers
Yeah.
was moving.
People like, what? What the hell are they talking about?
Yeah,
Down
we came
the
back
rabbit
just
hole
in
we go.
time.
Yep.
But we are. So back to what we were saying. Let's talk about taming the tongue. It refers to the practice of controlling your words and exercising control over your words and your speech, and taking responsibility for what we say. Because sometimes, we may say things that we might not necessarily mean, and things that we necessarily stand by, but that doesn't mean that it was correct. So we're going to start off with the power of words.
Yes, the power of words. I wanted to talk. I ain't gonna talk too long about it, but I just want to get people to understand the power of words is important, because the way you say things to people. I'm talking not only with the words itself, even with the gestures, like
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. So even the gestures are words too. If y'all don't know, even the way you can silently say something and hurt people's feelings. Like, so you got to be aware of all of those things, and it can be negative and positive on both ends. So you have to be aware, because you really don't want, like, even when like me. Oh no, my wife messing up the engine. But even when the words say you know what I'm saying, do unto others if you had them done, that mean like you really you had them do unto you. You have to understand what that actually means. Like, that don't mean like just because they treat you bad, you know what I'm saying, you treat them bad. You literally got to know, everything about yourself will hurt your feelings. You don't do that to nobody.
But it does not also mean that people gonna love the way you love and
yeah, but you know what I'm saying,
it's a fine line.
Yeah, but it's just like, just be careful, be aware.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like we always talk about on this show, we always talk about empathy. Put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
Always. I don't care what the circumstances are. You don't have to agree. Just understand how they saying, what they saying, take it. And
it all goes back to like being smart enough to read the room.
Right.
Like, and know who your audience is when you talking.
You said it earlier, didn't you see it?
I know. We
Jedi, man.
Yeah, man. Because like your words can be negative and positive on people. So I'm just saying, be aware of your word choice, how you saying it, when you say it, and also because you can say the right thing at the wrong time and the wrong thing at the right time. Like you always can do that. You be like, hold on, I feel you was right, bro, but it wasn't the time for that. You know what I mean?
Dude, I said the wrong thing at the right time, and she didn't even have a sister, but
I'm getting him.
But yeah, man, like just be aware, you know what I mean? And being politically correct. And I think all of us and that's a thing too. But now, like, because you with that, it's kind of I'm kind of on the fence about that. I get it.
I don't.
But man, we don't give out participation trophies around here.
Here's my thing about political correctness, and I know it's not everybody's view, and that's not me directing this to anyone out there in the ether. I'm me. I mean no disrespect to nobody, and anybody who knows me knows that. But I'm gonna speak my mind, no matter what and how or whatever, because I only got one life, and I'm gonna live it. Yeah. And nobody's going to dictate the words that come out of my mouth. Like, I'm not trying to be harsh to anyone, but sometimes I feel like there's people out there that they straight look for opportunity. There's a whole lot of Karens and Richards out there. Richard, aka Dick.
Right.
They look for the opportunity to thrust themselves into a situation that has nothing to do with themselves.
I think it's a term they call it polymony or something like that. I'm gonna look up the term in a second, but you definitely right about that, bro. But it's like they have this preconditioned notion to look for something to argue
something
about.
wrong. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying go out there and just say a whole lot of nonsense, but my thing is there's a lot of times, like especially nowadays, where things that shouldn't be mountains, they should be molehills, are turned into mountains because of the fact that somebody wants to insert themselves to get that little 15 minutes of fame.
Right. We can even talk about, I think we was talking about doing football season, turning the Redskins into the Commanders or some shit.
Yeah, but if you go ask the Indian tribes, this and the other, they're happy to have it as Redskins because it represents them.
Right.
And everybody want to talk about being inclusive, but yet it's like an Alanis Morissette song. Everything's ironic. Like, because right now it's good for the gander here on somebody talking about, oh, we got to do this and we got to do that. And, that's culture appropriation.
Right.
Well, man, you a white dude talking about a red dude that has nothing to do with you. But yet if you go ask the Indians, they cool with it.
Right.
But yet you got Karen over here that want to talk about this, that, and the other. My thing is, if you turn everything politically correct, if you take everything, I feel like we're raising a nation of, I don't want to offend nobody now. This piece of paper got me thinking, but I feel like we're raising a bunch of weak folks, weak-minded individuals who cannot take corrective. They can't.
Check this out, John.
They can't take no criticism.
No,
I know, like, period. Go ahead.
And even if they do, check this out. You were correct. It's called being polemic. You were 100% correct on how you brought it out. A speech or a place of writing expressing a strongly critical attack on a controversial opinion about someone or something or whatever.
I didn't know there was a word for it.
It's called being polemic.
We see it all the time, especially it's getting hard if you're trying to be if you are a comedian or whatever.
I know that's why
it's like what are your, when you're planning your show or whatever you want to say, you're having a problem because you got to say, okay, what can I not say to not offend somebody? But as a comedian, that's what I'm supposed to
He's a
do.
comedian,
I'm supposed
but
to.
he's a comedian. That's his job.
Yeah, I'm supposed to.
If you offended, leave.
That's where I'm at, man.
Why are you there?
Why did why did you buy the ticket?
Right.
To come here to be
just
offended?
like I heard
you bought a ticket for the front row.
I heard this rapper say this about women. Stop listening to it.
It's on you.
I mean, shit.
But my thing is this: like the reason why I won't become like I really want to. I want to become a comedian so bad, but
you got it in you.
But I won't. But I don't want to do it because
of the pressures.
I feel like
but it's not fair though.
I know it's
because
not fair.
It'll ruin your chances on living your dream.
Well, the thing is I feel like I'll be canceled before I even get started.
Yeah, because of the different things. But you can be inclusive and to
a lot of that shit don't be funny.
But to certain groups,
no, it's not funny.
But like I said, as a comedian, that goes as far as movies and things like that too. Now, if you're having a conversation, I think sometimes we do kind of have to watch what we say. But let's just say all of us are over here. We got a lot of group of people over here.
Right.
If we spend our time biting and holding our tongues, then we might not have a good time.
Well, you're never going to learn anything.
Because we're not being our natural self.
Yeah, we're going to be thinking too hard. We're going to be like, well, I can't say he's acting like a, or I can't say,
now you can.
Well, how are you ever going to be educated by somebody else's point of view if you're being biased without the risk of offending that person, right? So there's plenty of times, and people, I'm going to tell you something, me and O.C.B. here, we have had some very critical conversations and some real talk, and we bounce stuff off each other. And I know sometimes I've pissed him off, and there's been plenty of times pissed me off, but I have learned more by having those conversations and having those disagreements and being a little bit offended, but then realizing why I was offended is attached to my own ego versus
your perspective
what he is saying.
You allow his perspective to be a part of
it. Because
instead of just being arrogant about it.
Because all the things we discuss is what we've been taught.
Yeah.
His name personal. Because is he my friend? Yeah.
But you can't force that. You can't force that ideology.
I know, because like it's really not forced. It's like we got to have a conversation because we don't even understand. We don't even know how we got to this point that we even have to talk about it. Right. But we do know we have to talk about it.
Have to.
You feel what I mean?
And we've been friends for what, 17, 18 years, and people don't realize that. They think I'm just the token white dude on the show, and that's cool. I don't give a shit. The thing is like people don't realize the friendships and bonds that we've had, like through thick and thin, through me fighting for custody, for me going through certain things in my life, and me crying on that man's shoulder, and him saying, "Keep your chin up."
Because that bro, he's always been a support system. Him and sis.
Yeah, I love it. That's my brother. But people don't realize that, so they just see me on the show, And what I want people to realize is
you're not just a character on the show.
No, this is a family to me.
This Fast and Furious shit, man.
And
This is a family bond.
And so
the power of family.
If you take whatever I say as offensive, understand that it is not coming from an offensive place.
Right. It's because I explained to somebody the other day. It's a certain word. If you don't know my name, or you do know it's a certain way you can call me boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can say, "What's up, my boy?" Boy, get over. Like, hold up, who you talking to? You can't even say if you say Cedric the wrong way to me, and I know my name is Cedric.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean by that, though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The way you say it.
The tone
that you say it in, and all of that.
Because my real name is John William, and I don't like that. I'm not. You call me Recon, you call me whatever.
Yeah.
Well, my mama said John William. Oh shit!
You feel some type of way.
Oh, dude, I already know. Yeah. But it's the tone. It's the tone of the way, and I understand what he's saying because it's the mannerisms. It all goes back to how your body language, your tone, your tenor. And your attitude, the way, because you can see somebody's eyes. Because right now I look mean, but I ain't mean.
Right,
I just got really thick eyebrows.
Then you saw his voice one with his eyebrows.
I don't have any eyebrows. Like I don't have.
You can have some. Mine look like two caterpillars trying to fucking mate.
I look like Zab Judah.
But that's great. It's like what's the next? We can going into we're gonna let Tero discuss.
Well.
Go ahead.
What is Tero? I think you're discussing. Are you talking about uncontrolled speech?
Yeah, the consequences of uncontrolled speech.
Okay.
Like it's like
this. I'm like it's a great segue to go into that. So just go ahead and elaborate on it.
Well, first of all, when you don't think before you speak, I learned it from my grandmother. Rest in peace, Joyce Marie Mosley. She was the main person who taught me about that. About think what you got to say before you say it. And mean what you say, you know what I mean. So uncontrolled speech can have a lot of vital and a lot of negative effects. It's about how you jump into it with a person,
like emotional.
A lot of it is always emotional.
It's all about that impact.
The impact at that moment,
and not even mean it. Just say it just to hurt.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying earlier too.
For instance, wherever a person could be shot in that moment. He's focused on nothing but that pain. It may be a little far-fetched to relate that to a relationship, but is it? No, because my hurt is my hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be open to how to explain what hurt me in that moment.
Well, your significant other know what hurt you. That's why it's called the shot.
It's a shot.
Yeah.
Shot across the mind. Like real talk. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be able to find a good mediation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do deserve to express myself fully. But if it gets to a point where I'm constant, just stomping on you, you know what I'm saying? I'm out of order.
Well,
because like I said earlier, remember I said earlier we outside talking, I said, it's like I have this mentality that just because I'm right, and then right equals might. Now I was saying that you did. I'm like, but there's
I can see how you guys.
In hindsight, y'all do look alike. Y'all look a lot alike.
It's the mustache. It's the mustache.
I think it's the eyes. Anyway, but it's like if you don't find a mediation on just because you're right, then you become a tyrant.
Yeah.
In a sense, so it's like being uncontrolled when you speech. You may say some shit just because you're right, and you be like, duh, duh, duh. Yeah. It's gonna hurt a person. And then, but you're based off of emotions. What you said to me, what you said to me to bring me here, and because I'm right, because you said something that you didn't bother, you didn't think about what you said, you only was in the space of the moment.
I've learned by being with my significant other for so long that sometimes, 98% of the time, I am right, but I am so wrong.
But you see what I'm saying?
All the time. And I've learned that it's easier for me to extend that olive branch. And I'm not saying
because she's
the thing
how many times is she right too?
Well,
and you had to find your perspective on who's right and who's wrong.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did, because what you say is so much the truth, because there's been so many times we've gotten into an argument, and
but how did you
work,
tell her?
And then I'm by myself and I'm in my head talking about damn. And then
my right cost me some shit.
It did. And
how did I say this shit? You know what I'm saying?
And the way, you're right. And my tone and tenor. So now I've done learned that maybe sometimes to let it go then now it's in her head.
That's what sweet
Of
people
how, because when you start conflict with somebody, everybody wants to win. That's human nature.
Right.
We're competitive.
Unless you were one of them kids that always got participating trophies.
Right. You don't understand.
Is my son here?
You don't understand what you really put into it, what you get out of it. But then at the same time, like they don't give you the right to just step on nobody's feelings.
But see, here's the thing: what you gotta like, it's an art to arguing, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of times you have to let a person see why they was wrong on their own, though.
Yep. You done did
you
that
don't
for me so many times.
You can't keep saying you right. I'm right. You know I'm right. No, calm your ass down and let them, and so they can see for themselves. Yeah. How?
Like it says right here.
You was right and they were wrong, so they'll understand it better.
You got to mitigate this shit. You know
right.
That's one of my favorite words ever is mitigation.
It makes it even lawfully, even you speaking lawfully, but it's not just lawfully, but that's the perfect word to use.
It is
in a lot of situations to mitigate and to delegate.
Well, you do it every day and you don't even realize it.
Right.
Like in day-to-day things.
You have to have control of your situations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead. You good.
And you further have to have the restraint.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt. My grandmama, I remember I was very soft spoken when I was young. And then I was self-conscious about my Adam's apple. And she told me to look in the mirror. And she was like, you know what I'm saying? You got a large Adam's apple. Yeah, I do.
You a boy?
Yeah, I'm a boy. Well, obviously, big as this motherfucker, I'm a man's man.
A man's man.
He thought Eve was gonna take another bite and
come get it like a vampire or something. But the one positive thing out of it, she said, "Speak up. You got a lot to say."
Yeah.
And fast forward, I'm here with my brothers, my sister, and my brother. We on a pod show, a podcast, and we talking about things that need to be said. Mm-hmm. But if I was, let's say for instance, if I chose to use this platform to speak about just really what I felt, and with no regards of how the audience felt, or in no regards to how my co-host or my sister, my brother, and them feel, you have to do that same thing in a relationship. You have to do the same thing with your friends, your brother, your sister, your mother, your children. You have to be conscious on how you interact with them and talk to them with your uncontrolled.
I think it goes back to what you guys said about that emotional intelligence, about how and being self-conscious about. As you get older, you know how your self-discipline just because you go through
a lot older.
You go through so many things in life that you realize at a certain point.
Yeah, hindsight. It's the hindsight.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, but from now on, I won't do this.
Right. And then he did it on camera.
All right. He don't care.
We can't do nothing.
Hey, did that offend you?
He said, did that offend you? Did it offend you?
Well, at least he asked.
Right. And so,
he cared enough to ask.
He cared enough to ask. Does that offend you?
Right.
Should I not say that? And that's just like when we're trying to educate each other, and when we're trying to let each other know something. You know how sometimes you try to talk to somebody and you can't get a word out. Because they're trying to get their point of view across, and you're trying to get yours across, and they're just waiting to rebuttal, so they're not listening to understand what you're talking about because they already offended.
They're listening to respond. They're only listening to respond instead of understand.
But like but why? My problem is why is everybody offended though? Everybody offended now.
It depends. It depends on what the conversation.
I'm talking about everybody offended about everything. If you stink, I'm offended. If you smell too good, you're offended.
I get that.
If you smell too good, you got on too much cologne. You ain't got enough cologne on. Shit, we'll get more
Mike Tyson
when John gets in his part, because the reason for that is that everything is so open now. Before we felt a certain way and we knew certain things, but we couldn't. We said something about them, but no one else knew. Now the whole world knows because we have internet, we have social media, so everybody know what's going on with you now.
Consumption of even in
before it was just localized.
Okay, we'll get into that.
So they cared, but they didn't. Nobody knew they cared because then nobody tweeted.
And like
see.
It's your part coming up,
but it's a thing too, like that, and this is the whole thing because it's a thin line because we talked about it, kind of touched on earlier, like being humorous
Yes.
and offending.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I mean? We kind of touched on it already. And like John said, he's kind of scared. He want to be a comedian in a way, but you're scared. And like, what you even think about the thin line between?
Well, that's his part. We'll go right into your part, John.
Yeah,
talking about humor and harm. We'll just go right onto your part, and we'll put your little spiel up on the teleprompter thingy. There you go.
Okay,
I know you can't read that. It's already on. It's in your notes.
Is it hot?
No. My thing is this: like, I've never, like, I was an '80s baby, just like everybody else here. Yeah. You know, we got locked out the house. We had drink from a water hose. Our parents didn't give a damn. My mama beat me in syllables. Don't you ever do. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you're offended, that's on you. And that's my personal opinion. And if I offend you, you need to figure out why that offends you and then grow up. And that's just my personal opinion. Like, if I'm saying something directed to you as a person, right? And I'm being,
you did it on purpose, though.
Then at that point, you should be offended. But if I'm up here talking, or any comedian that's talking, or they're having a joke or this, that, and the other, then obviously there's something in your mind and you feel a certain way about a certain thing, and you need to figure out what that is in your mind that makes you feel that way. Now, I'm not saying, like, you know, because, you know, everybody got some jokes about ethnicity or this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is in general, you know, because a lot of people want to paint everybody with a broad brush.
Yeah.
And I think it's an indoctrination in our school systems where everybody got to be this, and boys got to be more feminine, women got to be more masculine. You know what I'm saying? And then when you try to exert who you are, and it goes against the norm of society,
because how we was raised now to be an individual.
Yeah. See, my thing is this: is like, when I was growing up, when y'all were growing up, it was like, be yourself.
Yeah.
Do you. Don't let nobody change you. And now it's like, okay, you got to tame everything that you done taught, that you've been taught. And then now accept everybody. I don't accept everybody. I've got a son that I smack the shit out of because I don't, you know, I love him, but I don't like him. Yeah. I mean, and I ain't bullshitting. I like him a little bit more now because he's being a man and he's doing what he got to do.
The movie, I don't know if you saw it with this is what Fence.
Yeah. He told me I ain't got to love you.
But they might,
man, I ain't got to like you. I love you.
Yeah.
I'm doing all of this to take care of you. We say it's a fool ass question to ask me why I don't like you. What you mean, like you?
I ain't got to
like you. You got to grow into an image that I'm trying to build you to be.
Yeah.
But see, my thing is this: is
then we can talk about liking, but I love you enough to build it into you.
But see, nowadays though, so everybody wants to be a keyboard warrior. Back in our day, we called it the telephone tough guy. Because everybody real tough behind a situation where they can be offended and then talk a bunch of shit. Yeah. But at the same token, like, if you face to face with somebody and tell them, because they don't want to have that conversation with dialogue, they don't want to have that conversation with
people have got comfortable with not getting punched in the mouth.
That's exactly what I mean. To be honest, real tough. Like, I believe in bullies. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but I do, because in school, it creates a social structure, and you have to learn to deal with adversity and figure out how. Because I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I was from Mississippi up until about the 6th grade, and then my mother had to have some major surgery. I had to move to Houston, Texas. I was about 5 foot. I was heavy. My thighs were thick. I'm talking about, and let me tell you something. I had to move to Houston, Texas.
So you look like your brother Chad,
dude. Man, it looked like my shit was lightning and thunder. And I'm gonna tell you this, like, so I went there, and so the whole dynamic, because I was raised with a black and white society, and we went to school. That's how I grew up, right? And then I went from one social aspect to a white and all Mexican deal, and then on top of that, I was a chubby ass kid that talked like this. Where are you from? Mississippi? Fucking flip flop, like, you know. and then. So I got bullied like a champ, man. Yeah. So guess what? I had to learn to do a couple of things.
To sharpen this sword.
No. I had to learn either to run.
Think on the fly.
It wasn't going to happen because I was going to start a fire with my thick ass thighs. Or I had to get real quick with the mouth, or I had to be funny and talk my way out of situations.
Yeah.
Right? And so
you had to be like me, short and skinny, had to fight.
But what I'm saying is, I had to learn. I mean, I had to learn how to throw hands. But at the same token, I taught my way out of more things and learned how to evaluate a situation, read the room, and understand who I'm talking to, and relate. And what people don't understand is a lot of times these comedians are trying to relate a situation that you can relate to in your own structure.
Yeah.
So because if you notice, when somebody tells a joke and they laugh their ass off, obviously they thought about what you've said, but you don't put it in the context. You said it. Now they laugh.
Because a lot of comedians, a lot of comedians say, all the comedians I've heard is like most of they set come from pain.
It does.
Like you have to learn, like what you're saying, like, you have to learn to laugh at yourself.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of times.
I'm really not talking about you out here. I'm talking about my
experience. Because when I talk about a fat person, a fat kid, I don't care about your kids. Right. I care about me in the bathroom in Houston, Texas, if I can get my ass whipped over $2 worth of lunch money.
But what ain't like we talked about outside, what is not funny, like we were saying out there, like when you are telling a joke and you thought it went over my head, but it was intentional.
Right. Well, see that's not a joke though. That isn't it.
But for them it is. But for me, nah.
But everybody knows who a Massengale is. All them douches. You know what I'm saying? Right. And there's one. I don't care where you go. I don't care what race. I don't care what religion. There's always one. Right. There's always one that gives everybody else a bad name, and then everybody want to paint that whole substructure with a broad brush because of this person, and that pisses me off. But see, the age of technology has done squash so many things because used to we had to be outside. We used to have to be face to face.
We had to interact with each other.
It goes back to mannerism. It goes back to facial recognition. How you deal with things nowadays. People they read something and then they take it. When you read something, it's like a book. You put it in your head, and then you got a thing in your head that's going around of what you believe. Right. Here's the thing: reality is very different than that situation. Yeah. Like, because the reality of the situation is, it ain't about you. People, it ain't about you.
It's right. But a lot of people think it is.
No, I know, and that's the problem.
And that's what get their feelings hurt.
I know, because they hurt their own feelings.
And that's what most people don't understand. And that's like most kids now. Like, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Y'all way too simple. You take stuff way too personal.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we shouldn't even have to say, I ain't trying to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? But nowadays,
because really, if I say that mean I am trying to hurt your feelings.
Well, the thing is, here's the disclosure. You know, you might want to go get a man pod.
Yeah, but I feel you. But see, a lot of people go, oh, it's now even with that now. Politically correct.
I'm not.
Fuck all of that.
I'm not with that shit neither. You know why? Because people gonna be people no matter what. You could try to change them. You could try to do whatever it is. But see the situation here with me sitting in a group right here. Right. Obviously, these folks know me well enough to have me here to know the person that I am. Right. Number one. Number two, I'm gonna do what I do. And if you're offended by it, you don't pay my bills. Right. You don't raise my kids.
But see, and it's a thin line being offensive. Like, first of all, everybody too soft.
No, super.
Like, soft. If you really want to talk about being offended, now we can talk about offensive shit.
Oh yeah, we can get into it.
Yeah, you talking about like a real, you know what I'm saying, being offended.
Hey, videotape some of our conversations.
You know what I'm saying? Right, yeah. This shit cut deep. You know what I'm saying? Even like me and my wife, it's certain conversations that we have that I wish I could talk about, but I can't because it ain't for y'all. Right. You know what I mean?
Hey, I think that's an innuendo for later.
No, but I'm serious. Every conversation ain't for every.
It's not.
Ain't for everybody.
You're absolutely right.
You know how to read the moment.
Because I think when sometimes we start talking about, how we actually feel and how we actually think. The first thing people will say was, I didn't know you were like that, or I didn't know you, was like that, or you hung in those crowds, or you said those type of things. That's the first thing they say. And I always say, because since I'm a little soft-spoken, I say you never listened to me, first of all, because I've always been the same person. I always had a lot to say. But it was just that, people was a little louder than me that may have been talking over me. Right. And if you listen to what I say, then you'll know exactly who I am. But my values, or I ain't gonna even say they're my morals, but my values, the things that make me who I am, of course, they're gonna change over the years or whatever. When you get with your significant other, or when you really start thinking about, okay, this is how I grew up versus how I want to raise my children. And when you get into some of those things, they get kind of deep, and people be like, "Well, I didn't know y'all was doing it, or that y'all what works for us may not work for everybody." But when you get into parenting and things like that, it may not work for you. I mean, don't take us there with religion, or anything like that, because we may have some slightly unorthodox views than most people do.
Yeah, it's not burden on y'all to structure
but
everything.
But we
understand
it, and we don't impose. The beliefs on other people. But I'm just saying, sometimes when you get into conversations like that, people just can't handle it. And I think it's a time and it's a place for everything. If we're home and we're talking about things, we all comfortable, so we can say those things. But that does not mean that you're gonna go to work.
You can't take this shit out to the world.
You're gonna go to work situation. Because you got workplace things and issues. And people, will get offended because they have laws and stuff in place for that. But just because some people don't know when to turn it off, or they don't know when to calm down.
Time and place.
Yeah, they don't know when to calm down. It's like they're constantly on. It's like, no, you can't say that here. But you can go home and say what you want to say. But you can't say that here. Or you wouldn't go to court and tell them how you really feel.
Because it's been plenty of people that came here, and like just like me and Recon or some of the other guys, we be on religion and politics. And somebody that's just getting to know it, like, what the fuck I walk into?
Yeah, how deep?
Like he thought, like they'll come here and think like they see the bottles and we smoking it, and they think that's it. Yeah. Oh no! When we get on this shit, that's when that other shit come out.
People, there's certain of us that make up 20% of the whole world's population, and what I'm talking about is critical thinking. And 80% of the world does not do that. And that's a proven fact. And you can look that stuff up. There's 20% of the world that actually thinks about everything that goes on and actually breaks everything down to be logical. Whereas nowadays, it's like, let's go with the flow and whatever society says. And let me tell you something: society, if you're using that as a marker, you're already made a left turn, Ricky.
Yeah, because even if for I'm just gonna talk to people that read, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Every nation has been destroyed for a reason. It's exactly what he's talking about
by design.
When you was given a law, or this is what we supposed to go by, you disobeyed, your nation got destroyed. I'm gonna leave that with y'all for the people that understand what I'm saying. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Only 20% gonna get it.
I know.
Yeah, you just said this.
All right.
But all right, am I doing number 7 too?
You already know. You already in it. You already doing it.
Go ahead on and say something else about it if you have something else to say.
Okay, we talk about the digital age.
And that's what we talking about.
Let me put it back up.
You already did it.
I put it back up there if you want to say something else about it.
Right into it.
I guess that goes back into the digital. I didn't even realize that's what I was doing.
Yeah, you was great. That's how it started. Yeah, bro.
All right, go back.
I'm gonna give him a gold star.
Take us back to digital.
The thing is with the digital age, I feel like the last time the world was real was in the 90s, early 2000s, and then all of a sudden the internet came out. Then all of a sudden,
before cell phone.
Well, I mean now everybody.
And the 1920s was dope too. I ain't gonna lie. Like 1920s, 30s, they had its flaws, but it was dope.
You talking about some flappers?
That was manifest. you did some manifest destiny, right?
No. But I was born in the late 1900s. But what I'm saying, I think the last real age, the real generation, and I'm not trying to offend you, millennials out here eating
I thought you was a millennial.
No, hell no. I'm a Gen X.
Gen X.
I'm the last of the last.
You the last done.
Yeah.
The last done.
But the thing is everybody started reading what was on the internet and anybody else's point of view instead of actually breaking the situation down for themselves. Yep. And nowadays in this digital age, everybody's got the phone. Everybody looking down. It is literally the George Orwell. And if you don't know who that is, look it up because now you're literally programmed. Yeah. Now, even though that this machine is not implanted in you, it is a part of you.
It's in your brain.
Like if you leave your phone, just look at your kids. Those of you who have kids, something happened to their cell phone,
they go crazy.
I'm just telling you. Now, think about the implications of that. Think about what's going on. if that is such a traumatic event, so that means they're getting all their information from that device.
Yeah.
And that is dangerous.
It's
because now you have certain folks that you don't even know who it is putting that information. Now we have to decipher between disinformation, real information, and put that puzzle piece together. When some people won't do that because they don't critically think, all they do is read, and this is what it is.
They read,
and then they read a small portion.
Exactly.
They don't even read the whole story.
They don't even know the context.
They read and react,
and that's why
they don't get the whole gist of shit.
I love my oldest son to death, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing he does that I appreciate, even though he's digital, but at least he'll do the whole research of whatever we're talking about.
And he'll be able to take this side, and mash it. You know what I'm saying? And get his only general idea of what's going on.
Because that's why I'm still I'm an advocate of books. If you interested in doing something,
read the book.
Like, okay, you might get the hint of it from the internet, but go get the book.
So
you can understand it completely.
Nothing beats that.
One thing else, and I'll leave it here.
Right.
The prime example was COVID. The prime example was anybody who was trying to do any research for themselves or reading anything for themselves. All of a sudden, that was wrong. You need to listen to the government. You need to listen to this. You need to listen to the experts. Well, who the hell are the experts? I want to do it for myself because I'm a human being. Now we figuring out, and I'm not against vaccination. I was in the military. I had more vaccinations than probably all y'all. And I'm just telling you, man, we ain't even had an anthrax thing. We had and holding on. Anyway, I'm just telling you, I'm all for it. But I was not for the vaccination because I didn't know the implications, the long-term implications of what was going on. But now we find out all these other things. But at the time, if you looked at all these news deals, they were, and all these celebrities was just persecuting people. If you didn't do this, then you wrong. And we're tired of this.
Conformity.
Because they want to tell you what you need to believe instead of you doing the research for yourself. And I think that's where we've lost
way about everything.
Well, the mentality of just being a regular human being, like you need to be able to decipher things for yourself. And if you can't think critically,
but a lot of people can't though. Like you said,
we have to, but we have to. Okay, but we can fix that.
But it's still
by doing it, by actually teaching this generation to act. I'm gonna tell you right now, I got 2 little girls and a baby on the way.
Congratulations.
I guess.
Yeah.
His baby can come out with a full mustache.
Talking about draw. For real, I done told everybody. I thought my little sperm would turn into frogs. Obviously not, because they hop right down that fallopian tube. But what I'm saying, but I teach my kids. Great. I teach my kids to be savages. I teach my kids to do what they need to do. I teach my kids who cares? Who cares what people think of you? You do you, because in the end, and I'm gonna tell you the biggest thing is when my father was dying, he was laying on his deathbed. A big light.
I remember that.
My light.
He said, John Black. That's what he said.
Well, he said, you know that baby arm holding an apple. that cut anyway. No, but when he's laying on his deathbed, he goes, son, sometimes when you look back now in high school and be like, damn, I wish I'd have done this and I wish I'd have done that. I wish I wouldn't have thought about what people cared. He goes, the same thing when you're dying. When you're dying, you're looking back, man, damn, in my 30s, damn, in my 40s, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have took the chance. That's the reason why now I don't care what you think about me. I do not care how if I know who I am and I'm confident,
you're not doing anything intentionally to hurt anyone.
And I know that about myself.
And that energy,
I don't want to hurt nobody. But the thing is
it's going to portray.
I'm going to do me no matter what. So when I'm laying on my deathbed, I'm not thinking about regrets. What I wish I could have done.
No regrets.
Because even in essence, like. Okay, people, it's okay to build your tribe, but don't think because your tribe is the greatest tribe because other people building theirs at the same time. And don't take offense. Like if they don't believe what you believe in, it's okay because you done built your tribe.
There's 7 billion of us on this planet. We're going to disagree.
We gonna disagree and let it be. We ain't got to fight, kill.
That's a natural
cause of disagreements.
Nah.
If you want to be a whole boy, girl, be that.
Yeah.
If I want to be. I'm gonna be whatever you want to be.
Don't shove it down my throat.
Don't
literally.
Don't get mad at people because they have a difference of opinion.
You know,
let it be what it's gonna be.
I'm not even gonna drink Bud Light because I heard when you drink it, you got lipstick. See, you got lipstick on now.
I do.
He said, wait a minute. What did I do?
No, because it's a thing and they got crucified for they stopped, plummeted. because what he talking about is like they was doing the Bud Light thing, and so it's
actually wasn't even cancel culture. You just got to know your audience.
Like it's like they put Bud Light, put rainbows on it, so it was just for this Pride Month. But when they did it, they thought everybody gonna agree. But it didn't work.
Oh, that's what's going on at the
Walmart,
so
and Disney, and
it failed. Even in Florida, right? Now, bruh, know your audience, though.
Know your audience.
They did it. Now nobody don't want a vacation in Florida.
No.
Yeah, they wanted to be. Well, Florida is a whole nother thing, but I know Bud Light probably did have a group of I ain't gonna just say millennials, but they probably had some people that said, "Okay, let's talk about diversity and inclusivity."
Right.
Well, that's cool.
We want to include everybody in this. Now they're gonna drink the Bud Light anyway.
But here's the thing:
you don't
when you're trying to do,
you want to be.
A lot of people go way too far, and then not include the people that made you the brand that you are, right? Because I tell you right now, like I even stopped eating Skittles. I don't want to taste the rainbow. Fuck it.
I like the rainbow.
But it's not like my thing is like ain't nothing that serious.
It's not. Yeah. It's not. Who
it
cares?
Ain't nothing that, bro. Be what you gonna be who you gonna be, and do what you gonna do.
As long as you're happy, like, and you
because you only have one judgment.
You're right,
and it don't come from me,
and not from me. And I'm telling you, if my kids want to be LGBT fucking alphabet, I don't care. Love who you love. I don't give a shit. Me, and don't that's not how I am, right?
My thing is this: don't use other people's perception of persecution. Is your standpoint to get so much recognition.
Right.
And that's a good point, too. A lot of people be getting made fun of from this douchebag over here and then try to take it out on everybody else who don't agree with what
you didn't go through what.
Because, like you say, a bullet is a bullet. Now, some, like, is it necessary? Yeah. But if you pick it on a person because of they a loner or they by themselves, you something else. I'm gonna whoop your ass. Because you see, they ain't got nobody to help them. So you just gonna do that.
That's when you find out who your real friends are, right? When I was a soldier, I didn't just pledge allegiance and swear to support and defend the Constitution. Like I fight for those who can't fight for themselves. And I'll tell you, you say that shit in front of my dude, I don't give a shit who you are. Yeah. If I see that shit,
if it's wrong, it's wrong.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
You don't say somebody,
I'm gonna smack the dog shit out of somebody, and that's the way it is, man.
Brother from another mother.
But there's not enough
like
people
they got
out
you
there.
On the cruise ship, they was like, they gonna try to help you to fight the man. Remember? We both gonna whoop up, open up a can, whoop
ass. From the old people.
Yeah, they wanted you to help them fight.
I was gonna help him too. It was just he was a dick, bro.
Right?
Like he was talking to the these folks old people. I'm talking about
he needs.
I looked at my wife. GP. I said, both of us gonna be off this ship. You fuck with me. That's what I like,
I don't play this shit. Hey, don't mess with kids. Don't mess with elderly.
Right.
And don't mess with people who have mental
disabilities.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Because that right there will get you a fistful of
fucked up.
Dude.
The fuck around and find out.
No. I'll be like, I'll bust your ass one day, and that one day is 2 days.
Man. Well, even in all of that, man, like what we talking about, we still have to be able to apologize.
Right?
We're gonna move on what I mean? To Blackman Strong.
And we gonna have Blackman Strong to even talk about the art, because it's an art to apologize, right?
It is.
So go ahead.
It is. So one thing that stood out with me on learning how to apologize is, like I said earlier, just because you're writing something doesn't mean that you have to be so right that you step on people feelings about being right and being in the realm of just overlooking how they feel about the situation, because they could be right too. They could be right about whatever their perception of what they did to cause you to feel a certain way, and vice versa. So it's like if I look at something and I say, well, you hurt me this way, and I can easily identify that. If you can apologize for that, then it's easy for me to move forward than you saying, well, I understand that I did this, but what you mean, but you know what I'm saying? Are you really taking ownership in what hurt me, or am I really taking ownership of what hurt you? Because the but may have an objective behind it,
right?
And I know we can possibly be open-minded to hear what the but is. But if you are genuinely, I said but right there. However, if you're genuinely trying to apologize for something, like we said earlier, It's about the speech. It's the speech pattern, man.
And it's the speech pattern, and like you got to know
sincerity.
Like we gonna
sincerity. Yeah. Can you really apologize for what you did without coming with what caused it?
Yeah, man. That's like
I know what caused it. I did cause it. You may have caused it. We know that.
But I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry for doing the throat thing, but it was funny.
Or saying he had lipstick on his beer.
Right.
Because that offended me.
But some people have
I needed that though. You see what I'm saying?
Some people have a problem with not hearing the apology.
No, you're right.
Right.
No, you're right, because they so pissed off.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I'm apologizing, then I have to figure out a way to do it to get you to understand that I mean it.
And it's a lot of ego and pride, you know. And then sometimes people may not be ready to accept your apology, so they don't necessarily be open to hearing your apology, because it's like, and I'm just speaking because of myself. However, sometimes
that shit right. Woo! Been work, people.
Look,
been work.
I'm a Cancer, but most of the time, you know.
Oh, they got zodiac in it.
We have. Well, most of us Cancers, or myself, I have a cool down period.
I was just
I just can't. You got to let
take the apology for what is right there.
Wait a minute. You got to let me. It's not automatic.
Process it.
I'm not a flip flop. Okay, I'm fine. Let's go on back, do what we was doing.
And I can respect
I have to come down
because it's got to be genuine for you to accept.
I have to come down, and it may take me a minute to
not
come
only
down.
can I be genuine when I give it, you got to be genuine.
I'm gonna be open to accept your apology, but I got to calm down first. Now, if you give me the apology immediately, I mean, I'm gonna be like, okay, I understand you, but I'm not ready. You know, and then some people, sometimes I just don't be ready.
Can't you see that I apologize?
He scared the shit out of me. He scared me. I didn't know what he was gonna say. But you know, sometimes, like I said, I have to calm down and be receptive and ready to accept that apology, because I'm like, okay, I'm still give me a day.
Well, you know, if you do a workout, right? You do a big, you work out, you get all hot, heated, you need to cool down.
You got to cool down.
And people got to reflect on what you do. You know,
and then
you got to process.
And sometimes people don't understand that they even did anything.
You
wrong.
forgive me,
right?
Oh, so you saying you don't forgive me? You ain't saying nothing.
So
you know what I'm saying?
They try to turn around so they the victim.
Right.
Let me ask you this: if you're in a situation, well, I put it like this, because it is a minor difference from how a man does it and how a woman does it too. Because
what are we talking about?
Apologize, because
somebody don't think they're wrong. You know,
I mean, I look at it like this: as a man, we shouldn't look at every situation that we got to be so fucking aggravated about it. We know if it was wrong or not. It's kind of soft in the man had to bring up every fucking thing that may make him mad. So I don't feel like my woman per se in a relationship with
but
a woman.
I'm gonna say this too though. Like
she has to apologize for everything that set me off, because I could talk about a number of things that set a woman off.
Yeah.
And
but here's the thing.
That'll be her focus.
Yeah, but here's the thing that when I learned too, and not that you're not wrong, but shit, like this thing that we talking about is ain't gender specific.
I know.
But I'm talking about even the attitude, because I found myself, you know how you be thinking about the conversation you mad about your woman. You like, I'm in a real bitch right now.
Right. You have
right. So we thinking like, really, you doing the right thing for even.
Hey, when he says real bitch, he ain't talking about female.
Right.
Right. So don't be offended.
Right. We talking about tendencies.
We talking about
because as a man, I can't sit up.
Yeah, but for real.
But if I gotta apologize, I need to find that medium of where I need to apologize.
Right.
And if my woman did something that aggravate me, or I can look at it and say, okay, well, if she's apologizing, now I need to dumb some shit down. And be able to accept it.
But you got to use that shit lightly too, because people don't dumb it down.
Mansplain it or
you're not dumbing it down like you're not making it sense.
You're right. No, I'm saying you're right.
I can't be so arrogant to feel like that my way of thinking about everything is the only linear way of thinking about
I'm saying it is. And people, if y'all in relationship with people, I'm talking about outside of who you with, get the fuck away from them, because they ain't no good for you.
Yeah.
Right. You trying to explain
because
yourself.
Now they'll manipulate you.
Yeah. That's no good.
To apologize to a person just to get something out of it.
Now, I know y'all might be with them for the money, the fame, or whatever that shit. But if you want this thing to be right, call your sanity.
Yeah,
just gonna leave and just let it be.
And if you got a friend, whether it's male or female, and you confiding in them about any kind of situation, and they are negatively telling you to just leave the person, and
obviously
they ain't out.
Nah,
because leaving ain't the first answer.
You probably don't need to be
unless you get beat upside your head.
Well, either they got a different agenda because obviously there's a couple of different things.
And they can't be scared to tell you that you're wrong. They can't be scared to tell you that you're wrong because you're not always right.
And we
you
do not roll like that.
You don't want a friend that's gonna always agree with you and be like,
no, because now you stuck in tunnel vision.
You don't want no yes man around you.
100%
yes man. Now, what did I do wrong? Exactly. You should go apologize. You should humble yourself.
You want to keep.
And then, and to think that way and to feel that way, you have to humble yourself first. That's where a true, to me, my personal opinion, that's where a true apology comes from. Me humbling myself first.
Oh, there you go.
Because I can look at a lot of situations where I can be right or wrong,
and you still apologize,
and I still apologize. But I still have to look at myself. What the fuck?
But we already said apologize for being right.
But even when it's not always a relationship. Even through friendships.
It's called sacrifice.
You
know what I mean?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people that are too scared to sacrifice
a little piece of themselves.
Yeah, that moment in time. You know what I'm saying?
A little piece of themselves to say, you know what I'm saying? You know what?
Because if it's right, it's gonna come out.
It's gonna.
I mean, to be honest, it will.
It's gonna play itself out.
Like even me and my wife,
because it's right.
We was on the phone. I'm at work. My wife like she said it so quick. She was like, "Oh, I'm glad we figured out." Well, she said, "I'm glad I figured out that you was able to, that I can see you do what you do and I do what I do to make all this shit work." I knew what she was talking about, but by the fact that she said it, and we were talking about how we do our finances.
Yeah.
Then we were talking about, she's like, "Cause who gives a fuck who make the most money?
Nobody.
But who able to structure it the way it works?
That's who you trust.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right."
And she was like, I'm glad that we was able to, because we was talking about something else, but she threw it in so quick. I said, "Oh shit." I said, "Boy, that was gospel right there."
But at least you were perceptive to accept it.
But I heard it though.
You heard it.
Yeah, but you also know.
And this is the first time I even told her that I paid attention to it.
Yeah, because I didn't think he heard me.
I heard her, but I was so happy I couldn't say shit. You feel what I'm saying? That she,
but
he put your ass on mute, and he was like, "Hallelujah." You know, Sam be singing.
So why would you accept something and then you don't genuinely understand it?
Right,
you know right. Why would I say that? Okay, well, I didn't mean to do this, but I genuinely don't understand why I hurt you.
Yeah,
I'm it's kind of condescending.
Yeah.
I'm just
you do what works.
I'm telling you what's going to
relationships is a little bit different though, man. You know, because everybody's in a relationship, you know that significant.
People do that shit in business too, though. They're doing it in business. They're doing a lot of different things outside of relationships.
People don't talk to you.
They'll tell you what you need to hear just to get something out of what you need.
But that's short term. But when you talking about like what me and my wife have, or you and your wife have, you know what I'm saying? It's like when I told my partner I signed up for it.
Yeah, we did.
Like, soon as I signed up for it, regardless of which way it go, I gotta work to get this shit right.
Anybody who thinks a relationship
is genuine, it's got to be genuine.
Yeah,
well, it does. But look, if people don't think that it takes work, you dead ass wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody changes. And you know, throughout the years,
you gotta understand that.
Yeah. Because when my wife and she was young, I was younger, and
Man, he can't even keep it straight.
I mean, you know what it is.
Yeah.
But as people grow and they get older, their philosophy on life
it changes. Yeah.
And so you got to adapt. And the thing is like if you don't work to adapt, you're never going to overcome.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. It don't matter how much you love. Love don't mean shit. Love is just an emotion, right? It's just one of those things. I love you. I love you too. And a lot of that times people are with somebody so long that just becomes a routine.
Yeah.
And then you fall out of love, but you just going through the motions, right?
Yeah.
And then it creates animosity. But if you don't work towards something, if you don't know somebody, because nowadays, man, divorce rate is out the ass, man. It's just
because nobody don't want to do the work.
They don't want to do the work. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to apologize, and they don't want to extend olive branches. They just don't want to do.
But you know what I'm saying? So you know, me and you talk about religion a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Disclaimer.
Just because you left and married somebody else, you still married to your first husband, regardless of what the law said. Now, I'm talking about if you believe in that.
Well, I mean, we didn't get into a rabbit hole. We
Right, but I want to say,
I
will, because I really don't do that, but I'm letting y'all know. So y'all have to work. All I'm saying is work it out. I ain't talking about the people.
Because you bring that stuff into the other marriage too.
Yeah,
you bring that back.
You don't be completely.
The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Right.
Some people go back and marry that person again.
For real. My wife, we done got to the point where she know me so much that she lets me try. Like I want to try to be ambidextrous, so she let me slap her ass with both hands. You know what I'm saying? So
we're gonna get him.
I'm just saying. But she know me. I know her. I know what makes her tick. She knows what makes me tick. And we try to make sure it's not routine. Are we over?
No. I was looking at where we was at. We was kind of into it, but it was fine.
But you know what? I love podcasts like this because we get into the conversation that people I think genuinely like it instead of like a time. So I know, you know.
No, we ain't on a time schedule. Like I was just looking at because I was still interested about you had this game and we talked about.
We talked about emotional intelligence. I think John brought that up. He talked about emotional intelligence. So and 20% and tell him what you said.
Who, me?
Yeah.
20% of the world. The world, people.
The world.
Top flight security of the world.
O.C.B.
There's only 20%.
What's his name?
Literally, I don't know.
And okay, so there's certain people in this world that are super intelligent. I think I'm one of them. My wife doesn't feel the same.
That's that white people shit, bro.
Hey,
he's offended.
I'm just saying. Damn it!
But she can still come to the cookout.
I can't even say nothing. What do you say? What do you say that?
Huh?
I can't say shit.
No, you can say what you want to say.
No, I can say what I want to say. I'm gonna get up. All right.
Please don't.
No, go ahead.
Don't get yourself messed up.
No, there's 20% of the world's population, and this is general. This is real fact. 20% of the world actually use critical thinking and analogizes they put everything in perspective, not only perspective, but the context and the situation, the different variables that go into that situation. It's a mathematical equation when they're trying to determine what's right or wrong, this decision or that. And there's 80% of the world's population that will go with the flow. And going with the flow is very destructive.
The status quo.
Because when you go with the flow, you're living in a bubble. And you're putting yourself, like I always talk about, you're a product of your environment. And if you stay in that environment, all you know is that environment. If you don't venture outside that environment, then you don't understand the point of views. You don't understand other people's way of life. You don't understand what it takes to do this, that, and the other from this person's point of view. So you only know yours. That's like if you're from the north, right? Everybody there thinks, as soon as you say Mississippi, they're talking about
milking cows.
They're thinking cousin fucking and flip flops. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they think of. And it's not until like you. So when I went to the military, like I met so many people and had so many conversations that the walk of life is so different that it opens up a perspective of the world. And you realize that everybody is literally the same. Like everybody has struggles. Everybody has pain. Everybody deals with things on a different level. And it doesn't mean that it's greater or less than. We're people. And everybody are people, but not all people want to
deal with life how you do.
Well, not all people don't want to be. There's certain people in this world that just want to be selfish and they want attention. And you can see that with the TikTok, the Facebook, the Instagrams,
Now you sound old as shit.
I don't care.
You said the TikTok, the Facebook.
You're damn right.
The Twitters.
Yeah.
The Facebook.
What I thought, when I was younger, what I thought a Twitter was?
The Twitter?
I was making a tweet.
Right, yeah. Hey,
when I was young, capping wasn't talking about lying. Capping.
All right, it's okay.
Okay, that's my bad, people. I apologize.
He did the gestures too. What else?
Are we going to the game? Are we going?
Y'all were talking about mannerisms.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Before we bring it around, I think we can't just give you something without giving you any tips or anything. I don't have a slide for this, but I'll tell you anyway that when we're talking about taming our tongues.
I did that when I first
I knew you was gonna say
started dating.
we talking about taming our tongues. We talking about being mindful of what we say, and I know in this day and age, we always hear people talk about mindfulness. We're gonna keep on talking about it. Mindfulness. Okay, so we want you to have mindful communication, and when you're talking, I mean, it's okay to speak your mind and say what you want to say, but just in the back of your mind, you need to have this invisible small layer that we call a little small filter on there for you. You have to have it for your children. You can't tell your children everything. You can't talk,
I ain't ready for it.
to your children about that. So that same filter that you have on them, sometimes you have to have an invisible one sometimes. But your friend, we already know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. We know what we will say and what we can't say. We alter our speech and our language when older people around, even though we old, we still have a certain level of respect sometimes. It depends on what kind of situation that we in. We still have this internal small filter that we put on ourselves. So we just want you to be mindful when you're communicating, whether you're talking to your spouse, your significant other, your child, when you're talking to whoever, your friends, that you just be conscious of what you're saying, because you already know these people. You know how to push their buttons. You know what makes them mad. You know what makes them sad. You know what makes them upset. If they just confided in you about something happened in their relationship, you don't want you to get with everybody else and be like, this happened to him. You don't make fun of this situation because he confided in you about it. You don't come back and make fun of it because you already know he's gonna be mad. So, even if you had 1 2 minutes to drink,
I had 1 too many drinks,
and you blame it on the alcohol. Get well, Jamie. You still want to kind of don't put yourself in a situation where you just blurting out, because the last thing people want to hear is, and they don't care for your apologies when you be like, oh, I said that I was drunk.
Right. So what?
But that kind of goes back into
I don't even remember.
Like if somebody's going to confide into another person, I think that they already know what type of person that is. You know what I mean?
Because sometimes they wanted to get out.
Yeah, they wanted to get out. So I mean,
you feel it for real.
Sometimes they don't.
But you're right. But you're right.
But a lot of times
they scared. They just.
But why would you confide into a person that you know
gonna tell it?
Is gonna tell it?
Well, they don't think you're gonna.
There's shit that I don't tell my brother.
Even though y'all have other friends and y'all have mutual friends, they
just like
confide into you,
right?
Because they like you.
But you better put a disclaimer on that motherfucker.
Don't tell nobody.
Look, I'm telling you.
Don't tell nobody else.
Don't say that.
But at the same time, when you got that circle, you gonna always.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell it.
Yeah,
cause here's the thing. I trust my circle though.
That's why you went to the circle.
See, I knew that he'd be telling everybody. That's the reason why I started promoting my OnlyFans page with him.
And I hope it's not your feet.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a bunch of hula hoops.
Yeah,
and you have to tune in to see what I do with them. My feet? No, I got
Recon trying to get some sponsorship like this.
Hey, man, when I found out the Island Boys, them dumbasses, they making over $1 million a year on OnlyFans for nothing.
Just being
that's a weird looking up.
Yeah,
dude, I'll tell you right now, I will put people.
I'm
gonna tell you right now.
People pay to go to the zoo, so they'll pay to watch some funny looking motherfuckers.
Hey, man,
that's they're Island Boys, and they not Island
Boys.
We
did.
You know how the song goes? Sing it was as a.
What's that?
The Island Boys.
Island Boys.
You do it.
That's not the dogs out. They didn't let the Island Boys.
No, they just say Island Boys.
The Island Boy is Jeffrey Epstein's son.
I mean, but what do they sing though? I
some
thought
bullshit.
No, I'm not bullshitting. I'm dead serious.
I thought they
did some bullshit.
Oh, okay.
No,
stay lost.
Oh, dude, they said, dude. It looked like they still live in COVID because all their teeth are social distancing, and then they got these little rolls on their heads. They skinny, like rain probably don't even touch them. They so skinny.
Okay, Island Boys do not come for a show.
Dude, I wish you would.
I wish.
Look at how you look. Do not come.
Dude, they call me AT&T because I'll reach out and touch your ass.
We don't really have time. Okay, we did have a game for y'all, but
we can still play it.
You want to play it?
Should I play it?
Okay, let's do it.
What game we playing?
I don't even know how it go. Go ahead.
So, people, y'all have been very quiet. I don't know because Rondell didn't call or what. Rondell didn't call us. And y'all been very quiet in our chat. So we're gonna give you this one last opportunity to participate. And please do, because we don't want to have to do this ourselves. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is, if I'd like to bring your attention to your screen. Now we have some categories up here, and I know they look a little suspicious.
Suspect.
But I swear to you,
tongue tamer.
I swear to you that they are tasteful when you get into them. And so we want you to go to your chat right now and let's pick one of those categories for us. And then we'll weigh in and let you know how we feel about it. And those categories are tongue tamer, respectful rhetoric, whispering wisdom, words of weight, conversational consciousness, verbal harmony, and word watchers.
Word watchers.
Whispering wisdom.
Not bird watching. Word.
I like tongue tank.
Nah, dude, I'm the king of that.
Okay, look at your chat.
In your world.
Did we get anybody?
Yeah,
so
right.
y'all pick one of those tongue tamer, respectful rhetoric, or
I think
twisters, whispering wisdom.
Man, that whispering wisdom. That makes me think about McLovin was like.
That sound like the sack I got. I'm
No.
smoking out of it right now.
You know what? We need to make our own line, and that's what we're gonna call it.
What is
we need to go to California.
Whispering wisdom.
We need to go to California and
I'm
make
gonna
us
find that pack up right
now. We have this podcast as evidence that was our idea. Now we need to go to Cali and go ahead on and manufacture it.
Whispering wisdom.
Looking out for
that
wisdom.
Okay.
Cause you gonna be sitting there, see like.
Hey, what is that? What is that movie? Role Models, where it's like, say something about the whispering eye. Whispering eye. It means vagina.
Oh my God!
Matter of fact,
did anybody say okay? And people don't want to talk to us today.
It's okay,
It's
but we can like
pass me a shot.
No, now I'm offended.
Is it a way that okay? I tell you what we can. I tell you what we gonna do. Like okay, we gonna keep this game up. We gonna chop it down just to this episode. So I just explain what we doing again. We gonna chop it down, right?
Chop it down,
and then through the next 2 weeks, you can once you post what you want us to talk about, either together or individually, either Recon to talk about it, Tero to talk about it, you would be saying, and just say who you want to talk about a certain subject.
Yeah.
And like if say you just pick your subject and just say, I want to hear John talk about this, or I want to hear Tero talk, or Mimi-Jienne or O.C.B talk about this, and we'll do it.
We got y'all.
We got 2 weeks to do it. So what you think about that? Would that
sounds
work?
good to me.
So awesome. Yeah.
So we explain to you one more time. So we have these categories on the screen, and there are tongue tamer, respectful rhetoric, whispering wisdom, words of weight, conversational consciousness, verbal harmony, and word watchers. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna chat, you're gonna pick one, or you can post it to the O.C.B page and let us know who you want to weigh in on it, and then we'll see if we can get that recorded for you and do a little.
Yeah. And so if you vote for me, I go by John. I go with Recon, John Dingo,
big boy in your life.
Bam. That was my Emerald impression.
Wow.
Right. And with Tero, you can go to
Blackman Strong,
Tero
or you can go to Tero Harris on the PMR page. Or thinning eyebrows.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Zab Judah. Anyway,
and you could just go to O.C.B, or you could go
Mr. Cut Up,
and you could reach me from O.C.B, or you could reach me through whatever means you want to. Just chat it to us or put it on O.C.B page, and then that person will do a small video about one of these topics.
Yeah.
And I know y'all are gonna be bad.
Choose wisely now.
And it ain't what you think.
I gotta say something. You was talking so fast that you were. I was like, sold. For real, I was like, damn, is she talking tongue?
She auctioned our asses off.
I thought so. Hey, I'm good with it. I am good with it.
Y'all used back in the day when I first met her, I ain't understand shit. I just was smiling like,
yeah. I'm doing it right.
What you said?
I think I'm doing it right.
And then they got married.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Hey, but if you want me to talk about tongue tamers, I'm really good at it. Because I got 3 kids and one.
You got to sell in the store.
Hey, because I got the best of both worlds. I moved from here to Texas.
How much a tongue tamer's going for? $40?
Hey, I'm just telling you.
I don't know if you a lion or a miss.
Well, we can talk about all these things. We can talk about verbal harmony, whisper. So whoever you want to talk about it, you'll talk about it, and we'll make sure that they are.
Did you say a lion or a Mexican?
Yeah.
That means I'm ferocious and hardworking.
Damn.
But listen, people.
Right.
We don't know what we're gonna do with him. I'm so glad the picture is small right now.
My mind is fucking blown.
I don't care what y'all say. That shit was funny.
That shit is funny.
Okay, people.
Well, we don't mean to offend y'all though.
I don't care.
No, it's not meant to be offensive.
No, I don't.
Right.
I don't want to hurt nobody.
We just trying to be thought provoking and put a smile on y'all face and expand.
And plus,
y'all
we
mind.
haven't did this in a minute, so we having a great time.
I'm having a wonderful time.
We're having a great time.
Hell yeah!
But we got the roll.
Yeah, we got to go.
We got the roll. We love
y'all.
We'll be back when Juneteenth.
Send us some gold stars.
Juneteenth.
Send us y'all ideas.
We're gonna do
We need some more mics and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. So
and be looking out for us. We probably be having a live studio audience come.
Oh yeah. Talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So check it out.
What?
This is what's going. Yeah. This is what's going on. So be looking out for Feel the Vibe Lounge. We coming out. We're gonna have really. I want to put All Night Food Squad in somewhere in the title. It should be All Night Vibes because we're gonna have All Night Food Squad with a kitchen. Yeah. So y'all come out and give y'all some good food.
Dude, I'm not even gonna be able to talk. I'm gonna have a turkey leg in my mouth.
And then y'all get some good music going. Y'all can come dance. I'm gonna give y'all the address to it. We'll be out here this summer. We're gonna do it all summer for y'all. Y'all come and get some good food. Y'all see the page what's going on with O.C.B, man. Y'all know what type of food this man doing. Chef Lee, we got Kels, All Night Food Squad. I can't say it enough.
Yeah, Bitty's Hip Hop Kitchen.
All that. And we're gonna have good food, good music, a good vibe. And if y'all come out and enjoy yourself, we just may have y'all as a studio guest.
For O.C. If you don't know, you will. O.C. Your boy O.C.B, Mimi-Jienne, like y'all can be a part of the live studio artists. That's our next venture we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
But we need y'all help to get there, right?
Yeah.
So
and y'all
share. Let me see them stars. Send us some stars so we can go ahead and do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? To bring the city up, baby.
For sure.
All
right, man. And we out. I don't think we need to do no last words. We can talk.
No, we don't talk.
Right?
No, I can say something.
Yeah. Go ahead. You want to go ahead?
Take us out, John.
You want to
take us out?
Take us out.
I'm scared for him to take us out.
Go ahead.
Hey, nah, for real. I love everybody. I think all is one. And I think do unto others, as Seb was saying before, it's something that you got to look for in yourself, because I think that everybody is the same. We're just trying to get through life. We're trying to do what we got to do. Not everybody out here to offend you. Right. Look at life as it's being done fluidly, and know that we just want to have a good time.
Live and laugh.
There you go. And love a lot. Yeah. Have a lot of kids.
No matter how many inches it takes.
Right.
Damn, you done seen the video?
And watch out for these pills. Don't be taking these erroneous pills.
Don't take all that shit.
No. Hey, no, I got something make you walk like that.
Go to GNC. Get your little vitamin pack.
Anyway, I'm out. I love you.
Yeah. O.C.B, baby. Come on in, the party's jumping. Me and my OGs are ready to play. Go ahead, take your shoes off, cause I know you gon' wanna stay.